Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is T.A.S and I'm gonna demonstrate how to tie a necky knot. A necky knot is a classic necktie knot that is neat, symmetrical, and easy to learn. Although it's not as common as four-in-hand knots, many people still like these knots because it offers clean and professional looks. The knot itself works for school events, interviews, job presentations, weddings, and other formal events. Although it may look quite complicated at first, the nicky knot will be simple if you understand the steps, and if you practice diligently, you will be able to do the knot in under 1 minute. Before we begin, though, you will be needed to prepare one thing, and that is a necktie. And if you are wearing a shirt with a color like this, it will be easier for you to follow the demonstration. So, starts by lifting your shirt collar so you have enough space to work. And the first step is to place the tie around your neck. But unlike many other knots, the nicky knot starts with the seams of the tie facing outwards, like this. The white end should hang on your dominant hand, which is right side for me, and the narrow end should hang on the other side. Then adjust the length so the white end is lower than the narrow ends. After that, cross the white ends under the narrow end, like this. This is different from some other knots where the white end goes over the top. Hold the point where the two ends of the cross to keep everything in place. Now, bring the white end upward through the loop across around your neck from the front. Then pull it downward your dominant side. This will create the base of the knot. After that, bring the white end across the front of the knot from one side to the other, and make sure the front stays smooth and does not twist. Next, bring the white end behind the knot and then up through the neck loop once again. Once it comes through the loop, carefully pass the white end down through the loop you just created across the front of the knot, like this. Then you gently pull downwards until it becomes like this. Then you can try to make it look nicer by doing what you feel need to be done. Then after you're done with all of that, you can pull the narrow end and slide the knot of the wider end upward until it sits comfortably against your collar, like this. The knot should feel secure but not too tight. Once the knot is finished, you can fold your collar down and check the tie's length. Ideally, the tip of the white end should reach the middle of your belt buckle. If it is too long or too short, you can simply untie it and adjust the starting length before trying again. And don't be discouraged if it doesn't look perfect on your first attempt, because learning any nine knots takes practice. To make learning easier, try practicing slowly in front of the mirror. Focus on getting each step right instead of trying to tie the knot quickly. As you become more familiar with the movements, your speed will naturally improve. It also helps if you use the same tie while practicing because you'll become familiar with its length and fabrics. Learning the nicky knots is a useful skill because it gives you another option besides the more common of the tie knots. It creates a tidy and balanced appearance that suits many formal situations, and knowing different knots allows you to choose the style that best matches your outfits. So in conclusion, tying a nicky knot is easier than it first appears. By placing the tie correctly, crossing the wide underneath the narrow end, making a proper wraps, pulling the wide end through the front loop, and tightening the knot, and finally adjusting the final length, you can create a clean and elegant tie knot. Like any skills, it becomes easier with practice. I guess that is all from me. Tirta here. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.